Hello and welcome back. Well, today I'll be taking a look at one of the newer characters in the game. This is Watanabe Phoenix, or Phoenix Star, depends on how you like to pronounce it. Or well, our Armada, our Discord server pretty much calls him Watanabe Phoenix or Phoenix. I know, really interesting name. Well, let's take a closer look at the character's design first. And well, as you can see, this is Watanabe in his younger days. Pretty much a younger version of him, and overall the overall design of the character is pretty damn good, I will say. Also, you can see these crosses everywhere, which I think pretty much makes him close, makes the character kinda close to Bianca for some reason. Like you can see the crosses, some of them on some of his extra pockets. Really interesting little detail there. We all know Bianca was a nun, and well, those two were lovebirds, so that's not surprising. So he is a attacker class, dark elemental damage dealer, pretty much 50% elemental, 50% physical, excellent at mob clearing, and overall really decent at boss fights. So pretty universal character. His ultimate is really interesting. The pulse shocks that he can give are also really good. Here we can see his gear, which is also really interesting. I will be using the first. No, I'll be using. Yeah, I'll be using the second or first of these recommended sets with the 5-star weapon, because I don't have the 6-star weapon, unfortunately. But again, I encourage creativity, so you can be creative and you can pretty much come up with any build you like. Of course, if it actually makes sense or if it's actually working. Alright, for the characters, well, interestingly enough, the first lineup is the ass combination, which I'll be pretty much using. Surprisingly, those are my characters that I constantly roll. So interestingly enough, I'll be using that. For the Warzone and for the Pain Cage, well, as you can see, for the Pain Cage, it is, well, again, I recommend that you pretty much try out most lineups in the game and find the lineup that's pretty much most suiting your gameplay and playstyle. Alright, well, and of course the graph. He has high DPS, high burst, and medium to low survivability, which is pretty interesting. Well, for the gear, as you can see, I rolled the 4 signatures, and let me just take out those 2 memories from Liv. I'll of course will give her some back. Let's see, I need to pull out these out, okay. Well, as you can see, I'll be using the first set that the game has recommended us, which is also pretty interesting and of course works pretty well. I can use the second one as well, but it's pretty much the same. It's situational, and so far I have found out that this set works the best for me. And well, everything will be based on these. Right, well, he is level 80, as you can see he has some nice damage, nice defense. Critical is alright, and 7k health. He is hero level 80, maxed out. Interestingly enough, A class didn't have time to pretty much upgrade him. And as for the red skill, well, his red skill says dash backwards and throw out multiple daggers in a fan shape, dealing 100, 200, 300, 200, 400, 600% physical damage. Afterwards trigger Shadow Dagger. And well, it triggers when it's a 3 combo. Yellow, perform a spin attack in midair and attract nearby enemies towards you. Each spin deals 20, 40, 60 or 40, 80, 120% physical damage. At the end of this skill, strike with a heavy attack that deals 25, 50, 75, 550, 100, 150 physical damage. This skill deals dark damage instead of when it's a 3 orb combo. Interesting. And let's see for the blue one, if this will load. Come on. Blue one, teleport behind the target and strike its back, dealing 75, 150, 225 or 150, 345, 450% physical damage. This skill deals dark damage instead when it's a 3 orb combo. Basic deals 300, 600, 900 or 600, 1200 and 1800 physical damage. After dodging or using red orbs, normal attack triggered Shadow Dagger, dealing 100, 200, 300 or 200, 400, 600% physical damage. Nice. And I'm just reading I'm kinda late behind this, but pretty much you get my drift. And of course this is the basic combo plus red, which you will be seeing me playing, but there is still more skills for me to read out. Ultimate, turn into a shadow and stomp the ground. Each stomp deals 600, 1200 and 1800 dark percent damage. Alright. QT, strike the target with a shadow clone, each strike dealing 300, 600, 900 dark damage. Nice. Okay, let's see is there something else. Class specific passive, increase damage done by 20%, core consuming a red orb after any free orb combo will trigger resonance. Turn the character into shadows and striking towards in an area. Each strike dealing 60% dark damage. Activate shadow mode afterwards for 5 seconds. Each attack gaining an additional 300% attack damage. Each shadow dodger will deal an additional 100% of dark damage. So there you could see me pretty much read the translated skills, translated pretty much combo orbs and overall all of these effects. I know I was a bit late behind the video, but I pretty much went from the first from the red, then yellow, and finished with the blue, and then well. This is the ultimate that you can see here, Pulse-like ultimate, which is really interesting. And overall, he has a 3 combo plus red, and he has just like that 1 combo. So this character is pretty straightforward, I will say. There is pretty much all to it. Now, of course, you can use the combos in combination as you pretty much like. And the only thing that's the learning curve about this character is that 3 combo, which is really simple to play, honestly, like really simple to play. And overall, for both boss fights and for both mob clearing, he is definitely really good. Now, as I have read with the blue, red, or should I say red, yellow and blue, I first read the old effects and then the new effects, because you know, after the elemental damage buff, those characters, the elementals pretty much all got buffed, including him, and this character got a 50% boost, a minimum of 50% boost in overall damage output. Really crazy, and that's why he's just that good at this very moment. And overall, I like the playstyle of this character. A really straightforward character. And well, with that being said, well, I think it's time to kind of test the character out in actual combat. Now, of course, keep in mind the first like Warzone stages that I will play aren't Dark Element, unfortunately. A Dark Element is next week probably, and that means he will have a neutral like type advantage, so it will be pretty much neutral. And well, let's see how this will roll. Now this is the lightning stage. I think this is the lightning stage. The one on the right is the fire stage. And well, I will be using the S combination, or should I say the S lineup, because he is A and those two characters are S. ASS, or in short S. So that's fucking interesting. And well, let's actually see how he will perform. Now, the main skill for this character is red, and also his ultimate. His ultimate is used for mob clearing, while his yellow one can be used in combination with the red one. And interestingly enough, the other Watanabe, the other A class, pretty much has a effect, a boost against enemies when he's fighting them from the back, or in short, when he's attacking them, when he's backstabbing them. Pretty much, he has that damage boost. And I think I saw the same boost with this character, like a 20% damage when he's attacking from the back. I'm not 100% sure. I think I saw that in the description text, but because I can't verify it at this very moment, I'll just say that he doesn't. But again, you should try with Watanabe's to attack enemies from the back, because who knows, it might give you a good boost. Well, that was the first stage. It was pretty simple, really fun to play. His attacks are really quick, fast-paced. They do tons of damage. They're flashy. They look good, and overall, character is indeed very much fun to play. Now, regarding the blue attack, blue orb, try to use them in combination of 3 blue plus 3 red. Of course, count the first 3 combo before you put the red in, because when you use the 3 combo, you will do this, and he will get a boost in dark elemental damage, which is really interesting. And again, you should maximize your potential and maximize your DPS with these characters, and of course with this character. And as you can see, he is pretty much mopping the floor with them. Not a big problem. He is indeed really strong, and of course, because he is a damage dealer, a attacker class, you gotta be careful around his HP. Definitely be careful about the HP, because well, his HP can be quite low at sometimes, because well, he cannot tank, and no damage dealer can tank in this game. So that's a good thing, I guess. You cannot power creep in this game so far. Even as Lucia cannot power creep, because well, she can die in 1 or 2 hits, and yeah, Watanabe Phoenix got burned. Oh, the irony in that. The irony in that is imagine a Phoenix to burn, yeah, to burn to the ground. kinda hard to imagine, right? Well, this was the second stage. Let's go on to the third stage. And overall, the buff that he was getting, like I have read the translation, the buffs are in some cases plus 200%, and overall, when we do the mathematics, we can definitely see that overall he got boosted 50% of a minimum scale. The more accurate scale would be around like 70% boost. I don't want to say 100% boost, but he got boosted pretty high up there. Is that a bad thing? Well, definitely no. We all know that physicals were dominating in this game up till the rework patch almost 2 weeks ago. So it was kinda a needed patch to bring them back into balance. And with this character, well, balance has been restored. Now here, since this stage is pretty much favoring lightings, we feel that he does definitely have that type disadvantage, or should I say elemental damage disadvantage in this case, because well, he is not lighting, but it's okay. I'm still doing a good job at taking out the enemies. And as we can see, his skills overall are really flashy. And when you pretty much pop the area on the ground, as you can see the flashing thing, you should keep the enemies in that area, because you will actually do bonus dark elemental damage, which you definitely want and need. And well, that's going smooth. And of course, like I have read, I kind of wanna cover the overall differences in damage that he got, because overall he is the most boosted character that we had in the game. So for the red skill, like I had said before, the original was 100, 200 and 300%. After the patch it was 200, 400 and 600% physical damage. That's a doubling of numbers pretty much. For the yellow, it was 20, 40, 60% physical damage. After the update, it was 40, 80, 120% physical damage. Again, we see a doubling of percentages, doubling of damage there. And at the end of this skill, strike with a heavy attack that deals, well, before patch, 25, 50, 75, 150, 100, 150% physical damage. And this skill deals dark damage instead when it's a 3 orb combo. So again, we see a doubling of numbers pretty much. Pretty amazing actually, pretty amazing. Alright, let's see the red, yellow, let's see the blue one, when this wants to load out. There we go. Blue, teleport behind the target and strike its back, okay, dealing 75, 150 and 220% physical damage before the boost, and after the boost it's 150, 300, 450% physical damage. Again, we see a 50% boost, and if you have the 3 orb combo, you will do elemental damage. So before 3 orb combo you will do physical, and when you do a 3 orb combo of blue you will do elemental damage, which is pretty fair and pretty interesting mechanic. So pretty much what does that mean? You should definitely match only 3 orbs with this character to deal elemental damage, I guess. That's really interesting. And also his basic attack also got fucking like doubled. Deal 300, 600, 900, and then that was before the elemental damage buff, to 600, 1200, 1800% physical damage. Yikes, that's again a doubling of numbers there. After dodging or using red orb, normal attack trigger shadow dodger, dealing before the patch 100, 200, 300, and after the patch 200, 400, 600% physical damage. Holy shit. Like, those are just some minor skills that I wanna like. Those, I mean, they're not minor. Those skills are pretty much the fucking skills that got the most. Like, this character got boosted the most in terms of overall pure physical DPS. He got literally a doubling of numbers, and that pretty much does feel a lot in the newer stages and overall in the game at this very moment, since you can pretty much do so much with this character even at a base level that it is actually kinda scary. Almost as Lucia level of scary. Well, that was the stages that I played back there. Again, it went pretty smoothly. It's not a big problem to play any other stage with this character. And well, we're back at Pain Cage. I did choose this boss because the other bosses were already defeated, and I pretty much used up all of my attempts. So this boss is the last one that's pretty much left for me to do. And well, interestingly enough, let's see. Oh, actually no. I didn't play the other bosses. Interesting. Well, my bad. I thought I did. Oh well. So in Pain Cage, you should definitely. Now, I did take these 2 characters mostly because, well, I am saving up my strongest characters for the finale. But with this character, you should definitely use the lineup that they have recommended us, the S lineup, as I call it, with Lucia and S-Liv, because that's pretty much, I think that's one of the most effective lineups in the game, pretty much, at this very moment, which is really interesting. And also, you can also experiment with the dual live setup for the dual heals. That also works. Although the one that I'll be using, I pretty much use it to lock the boss in place, not to heal the A live. But she can also work. But S and B live pretty much with this character in combination will work pretty good. And overall, I am pretty happy and pretty surprised by this character. Now, like I said, most of that comes from the overall boost in damage that they have given us, and that's pretty darn amazing actually. What the developers have put really good actually, and again, it was kind of needed because, well, let's face it, that the physicals were too overpowered, too broken before the patch, before the balancing patch. And as you can see, even against a boss, he is doing some pretty good damage. His pulse attack, even against a solo boss, deals a good and effective amount of damage. And like I said, you should always go for 3 orbs for this character because, well, to trigger that elemental damage, you can pretty much choose if you want elemental or if you don't want elemental, which is again a pretty decent option. And that's where the 50-50 elemental and 50 physical comes from. Again, not a not a clickbait in terms of not a clickbait in terms of the developers lying about the character's performance like in other games. In this game, he indeed is 50-50, pretty much, and there is no doubt that he is 50-50. Alright, well, later pain cage stages will have bleed, as you can see here, so I did take S-Live as a precaution and as a medic over here. And well, again, I'm doing some really good damage against this boss, because the boss kinda doesn't like to be, I don't know, the boss kinda appears to be easy. I played too much Nightmare Ball. Every boss became easy after I played the Nightmare Ball, which, yeah. Again, challenge for the Nightmare Ball is still up for the certain amount of players who call it easy. Again, play the Nightmare Ball, try it. It's really interesting. Lovely boss, you know. Lovely boss, he can just take you out in 1 second. And here I accidentally switched. I thought that I did tap on the blue, but I didn't. But it doesn't matter. I will switch back to Watanabe here in a moment. Happens. And the boss started to use his element, started to use his, I guess, ice damage against me. Well, not gonna work. Time to pulse him out of existence. There we go. And his ultimate. His ultimate looks so damn good that it is actually really nice to look at. And overall, his performance is amazing for an A class. Like, you can pretty much do everything with this character, even despite he is a rank, yes. But despite that, you can also use him in most of the game content, which I am not sure that I can say about other games. A ranks. In other games, A ranks are pretty much useless, and yeah, are there just to, I don't know, be there, I guess. But in this game, so far, even the B ranks are actually really good. Oh well, that was interesting. I could have played better, but meh, next time probably. Well, on to the next Warzone, because I kind of forgot to put it in the first section. I put it here, and well, I'll be using this combination, this lineup, and let's see where this goes. Now the first one is, I think, fire elemental damage. Yeah, it is good. Yeah, it is fire, definitely. And again, I apply the same rules as for the lightning Warzone. He is extremely effective against mob clearing, so you can pretty much use him for two stuff. So you can pretty much use him as a mob clearer, not as a boss fighter, which is also really good and really nice. And you can use him for both bosses and for both mob clearing. So it pretty much depends on your choice. If you ask me, I use him for both in both times. And also I use him as a boss fighter, and I use him as a mob killer. He works for both without a problem. And again, you can pretty much play around with the creativity in this game, and you can pretty much choose what you want to make this character for. Again, he can do both roles without a problem. And also, really important thing, like I say always, I am pretty much bottlenecked by the weapon, since I have a 5-star, not a 6-star. I don't have a 6-star, and my 5-star weapon bottlenecks me, because, well, that's why I am not doing his potential. But overall, you can definitely see that he is still doing a exponential amount of damage, and, well, that makes him really good. Alright, and after this I'll be playing co-op just to show you how much important a medic is, and of course to show his DPS, his power. For co-op, he will be kind of vulnerable. Most people will have problems with the connection. That's fine. They have potato fucking servers. That's true. That's a fact, actually. There is no denying that they have shit servers, but they will improve. Give them some time and they will improve. The game is actually still in its early stages, kind of. And well, for co-op, you will actually need a medic, and I pretty much recommend that everyone has a medic on his team. Anyways, like, doesn't matter what you play, just pick a medic. You will need a medic definitely most of the time for any DPS character, because that's called, I guess, balance. And yeah, balanced out characters that need support from other characters that can't solo stuff. It's good. That's good. That's actually something that is alright. Alright, well, that was the second stage. I kind of flew through it actually. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, let's keep on playing. We have 2 more stages to cover here. And well, as you can see, overall, I am having fun with this character. Nothing to complain. Nothing to complain. Nothing to complain here about the character. Despite, I don't know, when he was released, he wasn't that impressive because, well, let's face it, when he was released, elementals weren't that popular. But things changed here, and elementals and physicals are on the same pair now. And in the next update, in the Eternal Engine update, we're gonna get a new lightning damage character and a new fire elemental damage. The fire elemental damage is pretty much a healer, and the other S class is a DPS. Really interesting stuff. We will see where that will go. And I feel bad for a Lucia. she's gonna be replaced. Just kidding. No one's getting replaced. You can use her still. Alright, nice. I'm kinda enjoying the frame rate here. My frame rate meter died. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It still works 60 frames per second anyway. So much smoothness in this game, absolutely amazing. And I'm running out of time over here, but that's okay. Again, this is stage for fire elementals, not for dark elementals, but still, he's doing a freaking amazing job at what he's doing over here. And his evasions are also really, his evasions are really smooth. They work really good for some reason, and he's really responsive. Which I can't say for other games characters, honestly, but he is really responsive to pretty much 2 evasions. I have yet to see a missed evasion in this game in terms of the game not responding to it. Honestly, yeah, I have yet to see a evasion do that, which is something that we're not gonna see here. I can bet on that. All right, nice. Well. That was the 3rd stage, and unfortunately my internet sucked, so back on co-op. Like I said, we have a healer over here, and let's see how much a healer is actually important. And by the way, let's see also how effective this character actually is. Now in co-op you should stick to pretty much even in co-op you should stick to the ordinary tactics that you use. Besides dodging before the attack, because, well, let's face it, potato server, high ping, high delay. And as you can see over here, I'm losing HP rather quickly. Our medic here is not doing a good job, but it's doing enough, so that's not a big problem. Yeah, there we go, we got healed. Nice, okay. I pull my words back. The medic is doing a good job, so yeah, that's okay. And like I said, you should stick to the other pretty much tactics that you use in other normal stages, like pretty much any other boss fight. Stick to 3 orb combos mostly. And medic, what the fuck are you doing, medic? I mean, okay. Well, at least they recovered me. And pulsing, and nice. Let's see the score in the end. I can definitely tell you, I am MVP definitely. Let's see. Oh come on, this. Okay, let's see, and there we go. Well, pretty decent damage for the gear that I have at its level of development. Pretty good, and nice. Well, on to the next one. As we can see, a medic is definitely recommended here. And yeah, we have another interesting lineup over here. I don't know how this will roll, we will see. But anyway, let's do it. So again, effective at co-op, you can definitely snatch MVPs, you can definitely kill bosses really quickly, and overall satisfying performance. Nothing bad about it. Like when the game is actually gonna get when the game servers get fixed, it will be a lot better. The experience will be a lot better, and overall everything will be better. But until then, this is what we have. And as you can see, we are still doing some really decent damage to him, all of us pretty much. And yeah, really good and effective character against co-op bosses. Works pretty well. Nothing out of the ordinary. No struggling, nothing. DPS classes needs a medic. Um, a medic is a must in co-op anyway. So when you play co-op, always make sure that one of your teammates is using a medic. Without a medic, it will be hard for pretty much any team, so that's pretty much a universal stuff. And still balanced, requires cooperation. And nice timing for me because I am almost dead and the boss is dead. Nice, that was nice. And smooth. Alright, well, GG for the teammates, for both teams. And that was the co-op for today. And again, MVP, nice numbers there, really good. Like damage output for this gear and for this and for my level is alright. And and let's see on to the next one. Well, to summarize things, everything went pretty much smoothly. There are no problems with the character. The character is actually pretty good. I personally enjoyed playing this character a lot. He will be part of my main team, definitely. I will work on his gear, work on his memories. And well, with that being said, hope you enjoyed, hope you found this useful. And with that being said, I love you and I'll see you next time. Take care.